John and Suzan Jennings were successful executives when Suzan was paralyzed without warning. They co-authored a book, and now this inspirational, dazzling duo are motivational speakers as they share learning a new way of life.
My abilities, I believe, outweigh my disabilities. We wrote a book that's got a lot of humor in it that says, you know what, you can keep going. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but keep going, you can get there.
We've got two folks whom I know from a whole bunch of different things, but you're here today because, well, really because of your most recent life experience and the book you've written, John and Suzan Jennings. And the book is called Paralyzed Without Warning. So, shocking title, but that's what happened. John, what's this like as the husband? Because, you know, on a very sort of superficial, callous level, you didn't sign up for this.
No, you know, that's one of the things we were fortunate enough. Every year we speak to the second-year medical students, and that's the point that I always make. Remember the caregiver, and there's the perfect picture of it.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about how rare this is. Have you connected with anyone else in British Columbia who has Guillain-Barre?
Or very early on, Jill, when I was going, I call it just going under. I didn't see the tunnel, the white lights that people talk about, but I knew I was going somewhere, and I said to God, dude, I was in sales all my life, and I said, you know, you get me through this, help me through this, and when I come through on the other end, I'll dedicate my life to others and to you, and that's what we do. So I'm a liaison for the GBS CIDP Foundation of Canada.
There were certainly some very difficult times, but Suzan is a very strong person, and the doctors told her, you'll never walk or use your arms again. They said that to her.
I'm Suzan Jennings, and my husband, John Jennings, and I don't know, do we all need to stretch? Or are we okay? Can you imagine if you couldn't stretch? Wipe your eyes. So this is me, March 13th. I like to say fine, fab, and 40-ish. And I was co-hosting an event here in Vancouver for Meeting Planners International. And I was go, 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 and I thought I was great, 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 and everything was good, good, good.
By Saturday morning, Suzan was really totally paralyzed from the neck down. Suzan kind of says to me, I have to go to the bathroom. So I said, okay. So I carried her along.
No, but the first thing he said was, well, then go.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is one of the big things, guys, okay? They used to come in, these doctors, and talk to me all the time, like, you're going to be doctors. Remember this. Don't talk to patients when they're hyped up on morphine. I don't know my name, let alone don't tell me anything pertinent about my situation or my case. My husband would come in and say, oh, I hear the doctors were in to see you today. And I'd go, oh? Because he always wanted to know. So here we are. I get assessed and I'm off to GF Strong. Ambulance comes to take me away. We even had people come out in the hallway to say goodbye. Pretty awesome. Bam. I arrive at GF Strong. And I went in the ambulance and John followed in our car behind me. We get into my room, they transfer me into my new bed. Intake nurse comes over and says,
We can't handle you. We can't take you here. You have to go back. You're just too much for us. And it was like hitting Suzan and myself with a 2x4. And at that point in time, she felt like jumping out the window. The good news is she was paralyzed and couldn't do that.
Trying to get the body to keep moving, because you got to keep the body to keep moving so that you retain some of that muscle. I mean, I was just a big pile of jello at the end. I mean, you know, I had no muscle, I had nothing, right? So then, you know, starting to work out afterwards. Come on, I know you're there, muscle, you know. Standing up for the first time, the good news was that I was, you know, same height as my husband. It was the first time I had stood.
Not anymore.
That was the first time in the standing frame. Oh my gosh. All I kept saying was, my girls, you know, like, women, you can appreciate that. Oh, painful. I'm like, I might need these girls again, you know, so be nice. Yeah.
So what happened is one day I came in to see Suzan, and she said, I got a surprise for you. I can move a finger now. And she said, look. Everyone that day that came by, they'd go by the door and she'd say, look. So we say that's God's sense of humor. The first finger to move is this one.
You have to have a sense of humor, right?
I've learned you don't say to Suzanne, no, you can't do that. Doesn't work.
You understand, right? What does no, you can't do that mean? Oh, yes, I can. But I've made use of my plight. So a lot of people can't handle what's a given. I certainly couldn't on many days. But very early on, I kind of made a deal with God, and I have faith, and that's just what I did. But I said, okay, dude, here we go. Okay, if you leave me like this in an incapacitated state, how can I ever be of service or help to anyone ever, right? But if you get me through this and kind of give me my old self back at least somewhat, right? I can be flexible. I can be there for others. We do public speaking engagements. We kind of enjoy it. We used to do this before I got sick. So it's kind of great that we have an opportunity to do, and I get to be like I was before I got sick, right? To regain me back. I kind of am as I'm going to be. An electric chair that I call my little Mercedes. I can't say electric chair. I always say electric chair, and apparently that's wrong. It's a power chair. Just really care about what you're going to be doing, because you're going to really matter to a lot of people.
It's easy to look at something like this and say it's really bad. I'm talking about from our point of view. But you know what? There's two silver linings about this whole thing. First of all, Suzanne has never smoked since before GBS. And something in the disease has affected her.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. And so always try and look on the positive side, and that most things like this can be taken in two ways. It can be the worst thing in the world, or it can be an opportunity for you to learn a new way of life.